give us some thought-provoking information.
Can everyone hear me okay? Yes. Well, I'm from the Intellectual Assets Centre, which provides free advice to businesses and SMEs in Scotland in regards to intellectual assets and intellectual property. And I'm here just to give you, hopefully, a wee nugget of information with regards to intellectual property within social media. Now, just for example, if someone takes a photo of yourself and you want to use it on your LinkedIn profile, or Twitter has been said, in actual fact, the person who originally took the photo actually owns that photo. So it's always recommended that any third party that you want to use their content, that you actually have some written consent for you to be able to use it for yourself, because someone may take a fantastic photo of your product, post it on TwitPic, but in actual fact, if you want to use it in your marketing materials, it's always advised to get some kind of written consent so you can use that yourself. What I want to do is just give you 3 examples of where IP has been important within social media. So the first example is on Flickr. Now, there's the case whereby there is a well-known Icelandic photographer that was using Flickr to upload photos in high res to kind of sell you what she takes in terms of landscapes in Iceland. But what actually happened was that someone maliciously had downloaded their photos and had actually sold it to a third party, and that company was actually selling those photos, blown up like the photos on the wall, to be sold to others. Now, that's a key issue for businesses, because someone can steal what you've done online and use it for another purpose. In that situation, what she was able to do was lobby other people on Flickr to contact Flickr, who then was able to try and seek prosecution against that third party, and therefore they were able to seek damages for something that she originally created but was then being sold by another. So number one is make sure that when you're posting things online, you're aware that there is a possibility that someone can take what you've created. So if you can find that, then try and stop them from copying what you're doing and make money from it. Number 2 is kind of the other side. There is a famous photo of the plane crash in the Hudson River in New York, and that was posted on TwitPic and was actually published throughout the world. Now, the individual who took that photo was actually IP savvy enough that they actually established license agreements with a number of newspapers whereby they actually got paid royalties for those photos that are published. Now, usually if you publish a photo on TwitPic and someone else uses it, you're quite happy for them to post your picture. But in this situation, a third parties were actually using it to profit from it, and they were actually savvy enough to be able to make sure that they got paid for what they actually were entitled to and what they created. And the last example is that actually recently of Twitter. Now, there is a case where there was a reporter for the BBC who actually then moved to ITV. Now, within the moving from ITV, she actually had a following base of 60,000. And for her purpose in terms of the BBC, when she moved to ITV, the BBC as a collective group actually lost access to that 60,000 potential followers. And although you can't protect followers in terms of IP, what it could be said is that her job role was specific to what she did in the business. And therefore, it would be advisable, from what we would say, is that when you have contractual agreements in place for people who are employees using Twitter and Facebook and things, that maybe it's beneficial for it to be linked to the actual title of their job rather than the individual. Because as soon as that individual leaves the organisation, you've actually lost all your followers. So that's really what I just want to say. And the most important thing, I think, that from what we kind of advise people is that just be aware of intellectual property. Whatever you create and publish online, whether it's a photo, a blog, if it's on Facebook, the person who originally posted that online actually owns it. It's beneficial and crucial for the organisation to actually make sure that anything that's created by third parties is actually assigned to the business so they can use it for whatever purpose they want. Now, I know that was a bit rushed, but that's all I wanted to say.